Cafe this afternoon. We are here with Katie Brayben and Natalie Simpson from Honour, which is currently running at the Park Theatre. Hello, welcome! Woo, give it up! So guys, welcome to the Theatre Cafe. I hear it's your first go.
Yes.
Cool, isn't it?
It's really nice. It's really nice.
So, I saw the play a couple of weeks ago and it is absolutely stunning. Tell us a bit about it.
Oh. Okay, well, it's kind of about the breakup of the 32-year marriage, which sounds not very funny, but it is very funny and also tragic. It's kind of a dissection of the word honourable, really, in terms of, you know, is following your heart honourable, or is, you know, staying with the person that you have decided to make a long-term commitment to honourable. And it kind of debates through the piece like that, really.
Yes, I would agree. There are four of us. There is Henry Goodman, who is playing the husband. Imogen Stubbs playing his wife. You and me. I play their daughter, and you are the other woman.
The other woman,
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, it's a very sort of claustrophobic atmosphere as well, isn't it? Because it's done in the round, and because there are only the four of you. I mean, what's that like?
I mean, I don't know how you feel, but I mean, it's amazing, it's intense to be that close to people. I mean, yesterday, just behind Imogen's head, I saw someone scraping up the last bit of their ice cream at the top. And I was like, oh my God, how do I stay focused?
Tears streaming down your face.
Yeah, so that sort of stuff happens a lot of sort of like rattling of bags and things and phones.
Yes, we had a record 5 phones in one.
Oh, you're
in one show.
kidding.
Is it more than that?
I think by 5, that was the time that I mentally left the room.
No.
Not good.
No. Not in the more intense bit. Sorry, I have to have that back,
Yeah,
so otherwise
sorry.
people can't hear me. So just talk a little bit more about the characters that you play and how you've managed to find, you know, yourself in those and everything.
Well, for me, I actually find it really challenging because there are a lot of things that Claudia is that I am not. One of the things that we share, I think, is ambition. She's very ambitious. But she's had triple firsts from Cambridge and all this sort of stuff, which is sadly not me at all. I wish. She's someone who, she's incredibly contradictory as a person. I think she deals with a lot of self-loathing, and that comes out in a way of arrogance, and she feels like she has a lot of clarity on other people's situations and other people's lives, including Sophie's. Played by Natalie. However, when it comes down to it, really, she doesn't really know who she is. So she is a hugely challenging, one of the most challenging roles I've ever played, actually.
I would say Sophie wasn't that much of a stretch. She's a little bit younger than me, but she is passionate, she's emotional, she wears her heart on her sleeve, she can be quite moody. All of this is very on centre. She's really warm, and she finds it difficult to get her true feelings across because she's inarticulate and she feels a lot, and I found that really freeing to play because anything she kind of says or anything she thinks, she says, or at least tries to say, and there's not much subtext with her. She's just kind of what you see is what you get, and she's just a young woman struggling with her identity and trying to re-find herself with the breakdown of her parents' marriage. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I said to you when I saw it, I found that I sort of connected with different characters in different ways, and it is a really, really powerful piece as well, isn't it? What's it like? So you've both been in really big West End shows. How does being in the off West End, you know, how does it differ?
I mean, just in terms of, I suppose, the size of the audience for a start. Like, you can be really intimate in that space, and it feels very intimate. In terms of, I don't know what you call it, maybe production values, it's very pared back. But what's great about that Liz Cook set is incredibly sort of, stark in a way, isn't
minimal.
it? Very minimal. And because of that, it just allows the sort of the Joanna Murray Smith's text, her language, her pithiness, her wittiness to come through without any barriers, So, it does really ask a lot of the audience in a way, imaginatively, but also in terms of having their heads switched on to some very kind of dense language.
Yeah, it is, yeah. I'd say the first half is the intellectual half, and the second half is the emotional half. So we kind of set up the characters, we set up the scenario, and it's very, very wordy, and you have to really keep yourself focused. And the second half is essentially when everything hits the fan. When it just kind of, that's when everything breaks down and you see the characters really who they are when they're under pressure.
I have to say as well, that I don't know if you've experienced this much before, but like in terms of the audience reaction, it can be so vocal.
Yeah, and it's so close. You could literally hear them like breathing, every gasp, every
sighing, like oh, like all kinds
Booing.
of noises.
We hate her.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's more, I think, a recognition. I think that's where Joanna's very clever. It's a recognition of like how true a lot of the things are and how they're said, and I think people will recognise those situations in their own lives, and that's what's so brilliant about having that reaction from the audience, really, is you feel like they're on board, and that goes with like laughing at things as well. Like we're always encouraging people to, you know, if they want to laugh, because they may feel uncomfortable, because it could be a really, you know, uncomfortable breakup situation.
We love laughs. We love laughs. As soon as you hear laughs, you're okay. They're on board. They're on the side. Now they can play.
They're breathing. They're still breathing.
Yeah.
Right.
So we've been sent a few questions. Okay, what attracted you to the project?
Well, for me, I think, I've said this every time I've been asked that question, that it's one of the best things I've read in a long time. I think the language, I think the wittiness, I think the, I don't know, just the, as we've said before, the honesty of the piece is really engaging and amazing, and I just thought, oh, what a complex character, how am I going to do that? How am I going to, you know, manage to play this woman who I partly didn't really understand, and so for me it was like the challenge of her, really.
Yeah, I think for me it was the writing. I read it and instantly I just felt like it was something I really wanted to take on and have the responsibility to try and do. And I think before doing this play, I'd exclusively done classical theatre and period dramas, and so I'd never done anything contemporary. And I just was really itching to do something like that. So it was just that for me, yeah.
I'd love to steal that back again.
What's your favourite scene in the play?
Our scene. That's almost like you rehearsed.
We have one scene together. And it's the favourite.
I do really love
It's a fun one.
I think because it sort of chops and changes so much, and also we were talking about this the other day, that Joanna could have easily not written a scene for the other woman and the daughter of, you know, the now broken up husband. And she could have just not done that. She could have not written that scene. And I just think it was such a brilliant idea to have that scene in there and to see, because you can feel it when the two of us are sitting, you can feel people go, oh, what is going to happen now?
Exactly. I just think it's just fun, and they both say what they want to say. And I think if you've chosen sides by then, it really is like a boxing match. You're on.
Oh, I think they've chosen their sides.
They've chosen, everyone's kind of chosen a side, and it's interesting to see on a different night who's with whom more and who. Yeah, it's fun. It's really fun to play.
Yeah, some brilliant changes of direction in that scene. I certainly enjoyed
and
very much.
power shifts and
Yeah.
I think we kind of answered that one about what it's like performing around, really.
Yeah.
Unless you've got anything else to add.
it's just intense.
Which character do you sympathise with the most?
Oh, definitely
Sophie.
No, definitely Sophie.
I should have said Claudia.
No, I mean, you know, I do sympathise with Claudia as well, but I think Sophie is kind of like the collateral damage, which, you know, always happens when people break up. You know, you just have to wonder about what's going to happen to the kids and, you know, how they feel. And sometimes I feel they're, I don't know, that anyway, having her point of view in the piece is so entirely important.
Yeah, and it's really interesting because no one else really talks about how Sophie feels about it. No one, not even her mother and father when they're together, they don't speak about how it's affecting her. And Sophie's really the only one, and she tries for a very long time not to let it affect her openly. I mean, she's angry, but she doesn't try to show her hurt. And then it does kind of come out in the end. And it's quite, I think, it comes out in a scene which I think is quite easy for people to be able to relate to. It's just a very honest and naked expression of just grief. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. That was fantastic. Thank you so much for coming in. We are going to continue with answering questions over on our Instagram, so head over to our Instagram if you've got any more questions to ask. And to get tickets for the show, which is running until the 24th of November at Park Theatre, you can click on the link in this post. Thank you so much for coming in, guys. It's been an absolute pleasure, and have a good rest of the run.
Thanks for having us.
No worries. Thank you. Bye.